Good evening, everyone. Today is Thursday, April the 11th, 2024. How are you guys doing today? Actually, let me go ahead. I gotta go live on my Instagram, folks. Go ahead and get them. Go ahead and get them on too. All right, grace and peace to everybody. Grace and peace. We kind of got some breaking news, some sad news, depending on how you look at it. But I think that any loss of human life is sad news because anyone who has died is in the judgment in front of the Lord, I should say, getting their judgment. The Lord is rendering judgment on them. So I think it is a sad day for, especially for people who are the family members of Orenthal James Simpson. He died today at 76. I think this is earlier sometime today. So we're going to be talking about that. But one of the things that I was reading in this particular article was that apparently OJ Simpson was a minister. All right, so I don't know. We're going to be reading into that. But y'all know, as y'all come in, go ahead, hit that like button, Doesn't matter what streaming platform you're watching from, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, or X, and Rumble. So, no matter where y'all watching from, y'all go ahead and hit that like button. And also, I'm going to try to go ahead and get through this real quick because I do want to kind of do a, what do you call that? Kind of like a Ask Me Anything type live. So I am going to be talking about that. Well, actually, I'm going to be doing that probably after this particular live stream. I'm going to be doing like an Ask Me Anything. I know some people asked me to do that a while back. But besides all of that, let's go ahead and get into this article. All right. It says OJ Simpson dies from cancer. Family asks for privacy and grace. All right. So, but before we go ahead and get into this article, I want to go ahead and bring up the Jeopardy music where I'm asking a question only in a live poll on YouTube. I'm asking, did you know OJ was a Christian before he died? So far, 0% of you say yes, he converted in prison. 0% of you say no, I highly doubt it. 50% of you say that you are not sure, and the other 50% of you say, we're just talking about Willis. You know what I'm saying? So, grace and peace, most excellent Theophilus. Grace and peace, grace and peace. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this article. Now, first, I wasn't even going to cover this thing with OJ Simpson, OJ Simpson's death, but since it came out on thechristianpost.com, all right, and I started reading through this article, I said, man, let me go ahead and cover this. I think this would be a great time to bring this out since the topic of OJ's death is hot. All right, now for some of y'all young folks, y'all might not know who OJ is because, old folks like myself, like I was a kid when the whole thing was going down with him and the killings, the murders that took place at his house. So I think I had to be about 11. By the time they finished that trial, I think I was like 13. They called that the trial of the century because I think that thing went on for like 2 to 3 years. And I know some of y'all wasn't born until the late 90s. You know what I'm saying? So by that time, all of that stuff had been over. So I remember when all of that stuff popped off. But for those who don't know, we going to read this. We're going to read this article so everybody can be on the same page. We can all be on code. Grace and peace, Brian L. Chess. All right, disgraced American football. Wow, they said disgraced. Oh. Disgraced American football legend and retired actor OJ Simpson died Wednesday from cancer, his family has announced. He was 76. Okay, so, I didn't know that he died yesterday. Because, see, today is Thursday. See, I thought he died today. But I think that the reports only came out today. Because I know this morning, when I was looking through the news, it it popped up, down at the bottom of my computer saying that, breaking news, OJ Simpson has just passed away. So I guess he died yesterday, but they decided to kind of release the information today. Grace and peace, Elizabeth Angel. Grace and peace. All right. Yeah, and I also forgot that he was an actor as well. He used to act in those movies, the Naked Gun. What was the guy's name? I know it was Leslie. What was it? Leslie Nielsen, the older white guy, Leslie Nielsen. It's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. OJ was kind of funny in those movies, although he kind of made his cameo appearance every once in a while. So, that's the only thing that I know him from. But if y'all know any other movies that he's acted in, go ahead and let me know in the comments section. All right, let's continue. Quote, on April the 10th, our father, Orenthal James Simpson, succumbed to his battle with cancer. He was surrounded by his children and grandchildren, the Simpson family said in a statement on X Thursday. During this time of transition, his family asked that you please respect their wishes for privacy and grace, end quote. Now, I thought I vaguely heard something about him having cancer, but I didn't know that it was pretty bad to where he was going to die. But yeah, this is kind of like some news and kind of like a little shocker to me too, to kind of hear that he had succumbed to cancer or that he had been battling cancer that bad. All right. Oh yeah, Brian said that he also did Hertz commercials. All right, let's continue. The football standout won the Heisman Trophy, college football's most prestigious award in 1968. Dang, Orenthal was old. The Buffalo Bills drafted him first overall into the AFL in 1969 before the team joined the NFL in 1970. He played 11 seasons, most of which were with the Bills. He earned an MVP award in 1973 after he became the first player to rush for 2,000 yards in the season. Let's go ahead and give it up for Orenthal James Simpson. Yeah, so y'all ain't know that. He got that Heisman Trophy. He got that MVP. He was the first player to rush for 2,000 yards. Put some respect on that name. Put some respect on that juice. They call him the Juice. Pause. Simpson's legacy as a football player and actor took a dark turn in June 1994 when his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend, Ronald Goldman, were found dead outside of their condo in Brentwood, California. And I mean, I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of speculations as into what the relationship was between Nicole Brown and that 19-year-old guy. All right, let's continue. Simpson was investigated as a person of interest in the case. After he was charged with the murders, Simpson didn't turn himself in. Instead, he led police on a low-speed chase throughout Los Angeles on June 17, 1994, as a passenger in a white Ford Bronco driven by former NFL player Al Cowlings. He was tried and found not guilty in the murders in 1995, although a civil trial jury found Simpson liable for the deaths in 1997 and ordered him to pay $33 million to the family members. Oh. Yeah, so although, and that's what was crazy too, was that although he ended up beating the murder charge, he still had to pay $33 million, I guess, in restitution, because the family of the guy, Ronald Goldman, the young guy, his parents ended up suing. They ended up suing OJ, and they won. Which I have no idea how that. I really have no idea how they got that much money up out of him. All right, let's continue. About 10 years later, a jury convicted Simpson of armed robbery and other felonies after he led 5 men into a confrontation with 2 sports memorabilia dealers in a Las Vegas hotel room. 2 of the men with Simpson had guns. Elizabeth Angel says his lawyer said if the glove don't fit, you must have quit. All right, so all of my people out there, who was the lawyer that said, if the glove don't fit, you must acquit. All right, I want to know. Do you know your black history, y'all? Do you know your black history? Yeah, Brian L says that wasn't smart of Simpson. Yeah, and what was Grace and Peace inside the lines? Well, inside the lines says that the family didn't see a dime. I didn't know that. Huh. Yeah, see, Elizabeth Angel, she didn't even know who the lawyer was. That was good old Johnny Cochran. Good old Johnny Cochran of the Cochran firm. But yeah, that just wasn't that just wasn't smart. So if you guys remember in what is that? When did that happen with the okay, hold on. It said 10 years later. So was that 2005? I could have sworn that was like maybe 2008. I could be wrong. Where that whole thing happened in Las Vegas, where what happened was that, okay, for those who don't really know the story about around the whole memorabilia thing, as they were clearing out OJ's house, when he was on trial, they was taking all of his stuff out of this house and just sitting it on the lawn, and people were walking around and picking the stuff up. All right, so Brian L said 2007. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was around 2007, 2008, but I wasn't sure. So, as he was on trial, and I think he was locked up during that time too, like he was in jail. So, apparently folks had just went into his house. They was taking all of his stuff out, sitting it on the lawn, and one of the things that had been taken was his Heisman Trophy. So, his Heisman Trophy gets taken. I guess he's looking, right? He's looking for all of his memorabilia. And this is when eBay was popping, right? So now you could go online and buy all types of stuff on eBay. So eBay's popping. This is before, I mean, Amazon was around, but it wasn't as big as it is now. But eBay was the thing. If you wanted anything, that's where you went. People was always buying stuff. So anyway, goes on eBay, see that somebody is selling the Heisman Trophy. So he says, all right, cool. I can't tell him that I'm old. No, I think he did tell him that, hey, I'm OJ Simpson. I want my stuff back. But I think that they kind of like put out some exorbitant amount of money. They were like, hey, listen, I can't remember what it was, but they wanted some ridiculous amount of money. And OJ was like, man, forget that. I was like, I ain't finna pay nothing for my Heisman Trophy. It's mine. This is my trophy. Y'all stole it. I want my joint back. So they said, all right, you pay this money, you can have it back. So OJ says, all right, cool. So OJ done called up the goons. You know what I'm saying? And one of them guys had the blinky on him at the time. All right. So he called up two of his goons. He says, hey, listen, man, check this out. About to meet this guy, I'm gonna go get the Heisman Trophy back. All right. So we gonna show them the straps. They're going to cough up the Heisman, and we just going to keep it moving. So anyway, they do that. And of course, he ends up getting caught. They identify who he is, obviously. And they just like, man, we just got robbed by OJ Simpson. So he ended up going to jail. All right. So he ended up going to jail, and and this is where the article continues, right? So he served 9 years in the Lovestock Correctional the Lovestock Correctional Center in Nevada before he was released on parole in October 2017. Before his release, Simpson's former manager, Norman Pardo, told the Inquirer that his client found God in prison and had been ministering to inmates. All right, this is the part that I want to get you right here. He reportedly even converted his white supremacist cellmate to Christianity. Ooh, gotta put that B3 back up for the Jews. Hey, first he was running with the pigskin. Now he was running with the Bible for the Lord. All right. But not so fast. Let's continue to read. Quote, OJ is very religious now, and he's been counseling other inmates with Bible studies for months, Pardo said in the report. When I talk to him on the phone, all he wants to discuss is religion. He's obsessed. End quote. All right, now see, I'm a little sus. I'm a little suspect with this. That's all he wants all he wants to do is discuss religion, but I don't know. Maybe they just put religion in there and they really mean Christianity. All right. Maybe that's what they mean. But yes, just like Elizabeth said, y'all go ahead, hit that like button, and hit that notification bell if you guys are already subscribed. So let's go back to our poll real quick and see what you guys are saying in the live poll in the chat, only on YouTube, where I'm asking, did you know that OJ was a Christian before he died? All right, so far, 8% of you say yes, he converted in prison. 17% of you says no, I highly doubt it. 33% of you say that you are not sure. And a whopping 42% of you say, what you talking about, Willis? All right, let's get back to it. Brian says, I never heard him talk about Jesus. All right, me neither. But we gonna keep reading. One unnamed source told the Inquirer at the time, however, that Simpson was on a mission to dupe Christians. Ooh. Uh-oh. Ain't looking too good. Quote, OJ will tell you that he wants to bring people together, but that's BS as far as I'm concerned, said the source. There's a lot of people sending bucket loads of money to these TV preachers, and OJ's just looking to rake in millions from poor, unsuspecting Christians. End quote. Oh, man. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, the Inquirer is still around. Man, I remember seeing the Inquirer when I was a kid. But I don't know if they're still in grocery stores. And to be honest, I haven't seen one of those magazines up in the grocery stores, in a while. They used to call them trash tablets. Call it the old trash tablet, the Inquirer. Brian Chester said, I wonder if he confessed before passing away. I don't know. Let's go ahead and continue to read. So apparently the source is saying that, man, that was just cap. OJ wanted to be a Christian.
Stop the cap.
Or being a minister was, it was just cap. He just wanted to find a way to get a quick money grab. Quote, it's a dangerous idea to think of Simpson as a self-styled prophet who can reach people all over the world, end quote. Uh-oh. I don't know. The juice may have been fleecing and finessing people. Dang, how many of y'all believe that that OJ is, he got some scammy tendencies. All right? When you talk to the guy, when you hear the guy talk, do you think that he got a little scammy? He got a little residue of scammy on his resume. Simpson married his first wife, Margaret Whitley, on June 24th, 1967, and had two sons, Jason and Aaron, with her, according to the Associated Press. One of those boys, Aaron, drowned as a toddler in a swimming pool accident in 1979, and I didn't know that. I did not know that. He and Whitley divorced that same year. Wow. I know that he has a daughter too. He has a daughter that looks, actually, she looks just like him. I wonder, but I'm not talking about the mixed kids that he had with Nicole Brown, but he had another daughter that was, she looks just like him, dark-skinned lady. Simpson and Brown were married in 1985 and divorced in 1992. They had two children, Justin and Sydney. And those are the kids that's probably around my age. I'm 41. I think that his daughter is maybe about a year or two older than me. But I think his son is maybe about a year. It's maybe about a year or so younger than me. So his daughter is a little bit older than me. So I think she's probably about 43 now, if that. And actually, that's the end of this article right here. That is the end of this article talking about OJ, aka the Juice Simpson. Man, pretty interesting stuff. And like I said, I've never heard of OJ being a professed Christian at all. Even when he was going through his whole ordeal in, what is it, from 2007 to 2017 while he was locked up. And even when he came out, I don't even remember anyone saying that OJ was a professed Christian or that he was ministering to white supremacists in prison and that he allegedly converted a white supremacist while he was in prison. Grace and peace, Big Nate. One of my supporters is up in the house. Grace and peace, grace and peace. And listen, man, thank you for your continued support of the channel. Your patronage is greatly appreciated. Elizabeth says, yeah, she was about my children's age, so around 40s. Oh, hold on, sis. How old are you? How old is Elizabeth Angel? Angel. All right, because I mean, I don't know. The picture is kind of far away, so we really can't see what you look like close up. But I thought that you yourself was probably in your late 40s. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know. I thought you was in your late 40s, sis. She'd be like, oh, thank you. Even hubby right here. Even hubby looks a little young. You know, but that's what Corey Minor been talking about, shaving that bald head. He's like, you go ahead and you shave that head, it makes you look young. All right? Says she's 65. All right. All right. But yeah, I never really heard of OJ Simpson being professing as a Christian. And as I'm looking at the live poll on YouTube, I'm seeing that a lot of you guys majority of you are saying that you're not sure that he was a Christian, and you know, and you're like, man, I don't know what you talking about. I ain't never heard of that. So, but like I said, that's the reason why I wanted to go ahead and read this article to you guys, because I'm hearing that, you know, apparently he was a Christian in prison. But then I thought it was even more interesting that a source said that OJ was only trying to do that because, you know, he was thinking that this is a way for him to get a quick money grab. So it's just really interesting. But like I said at the beginning of the stream, you know, the prayers go out to the family, and I know. And I know that the whole scandal with the murders and the trials and all of that stuff, and you know, him going to Vegas and his legal issues and all of that stuff. Even some of the things that he said, I think that one time he even endorsed Trump, and he got a lot of backlash for that. People was mad at him because of the whole Trump thing. So OJ Simpson has never really had too much of a great image before this whole thing that happened in the 90s. Before that whole trial, I think that people kind of knew that OJ was around, and they kind of gave him his flowers for being in movies, and you know, he got the 2000 rushing yards and the Heisman and all of that stuff. So, but after that, it just seems like that his image just really tanked. It just really went into the toilet. But one thing that we always have to remember is that everyone is going to die. Anyone who has been born of a woman or born of a man, or born of a woman on this planet, right? If you have a natural father and a natural mother, you're going to die, right? There's only 3 people that's actually named in the Bible who didn't die. That was Enoch, Jesus, and Elijah. Those are the 3 people, all right, who God, you know, took. They didn't die naturally. So those odds compared to trillions of people that's ever lived on the earth. And of course, we can't even put Jesus in that category because, you know, this is God incarnate. But, you know, if we're going to talk about natural born people who has a natural mother and father, you know, Elijah and Enoch, your chances of being taken by the Lord is pretty slim, you know. But with that being said, just like the book of Hebrews says, that it is appointed for a man to die once, and after that comes the judgment. That is I think that's in Hebrews 9, if I'm not mistaken. Hebrews 9, at the end of Hebrews 9. Everybody's going to die. Everybody's going to have their day in front of the Lord to give an account for the sins that they've committed. Everyone, you, me, OJ, I think somebody else just died. Another celebrity just died. I can't think of it right now. But yeah, we're all going to have to give an account in front of the Lord. And that's really no laughing matter. And we could talk about OJ and we can laugh and joke but we have to come to the realization that this is a man who was made in the image of God and he died. Now, whether or not he was right with the Lord, none of us will know that. I don't know what his bedside confession was, if he professed to be a Christian or not. But I mean, this is something that we as humans, this is something that we got to grapple with. This is something that we got to come to grips with. This is reality. We're all going to die. We're all going to meet the Lord. Grace of peace, Lakisa. Another one of my supporters who is up in here. And then we also got Brother Terrence Jones. Another supporter who is here right now. Shout out to them. And these are the people that continue to support the channel on a monthly basis. With the subscriptions. So thank you guys for being a part of this channel and continuing to support this channel financially. This does, it does help me out a lot. Grace of peace, rebuke and reprove. So let me go ahead and get ready to wrap this up. Just like I was saying, it is appointed for a man to die once and then judgment. Women as well. So don't just think that this is just a man thing. Y'all women too. I just pray that OJ repented of his sins before he met the Lord, because let's just be real. If OJ died in his sin and he died unrepentant, no matter how big his smile was, no matter how nice his teeth was, and no matter how much he seemed like a really nice guy in person, no matter how funny he was in the movies, it means nothing. And I think that it would be a shame for this man to have had these accomplishments early on in his life and in his careers, and then go through all of the legal stuff that he's going through, and then somewhat start to kind of integrate himself back into society, maybe starting to get his life together, and he dies, and then he ends up in hell anyway. Because that's what the enemy wants. That's what the enemy, this is why, again, I always say that we need to focus on the gospel and God's word. This is what we warn people about. That's why us as Christians, we got to be sober-minded. We can't be jumping at every single opportunity that is presented to us. Because just like I said in my past couple of live streams, I mean, the devil, he can bring quote unquote blessings your way as well. He can tempt you with money, fame, fortune, all of these carnal things. But none of those things will last. The only thing that is going to last is Christ's redeemed work on the cross and his word. And this is what we strive for. It's just like the parable that Jesus was telling about the rich man and Lazarus. You had the rich man, he lived a really great, successful life. He had it all. He had the bag, and it said that Lazarus only got whatever scraps fell from that man's table. And, Lazarus was a very sickly man, but Lazarus, according to the scriptures, he was a righteous man. And when he died, he was in the bosom of Abraham. And when when the rich man died, of course he went to hell. And he's just like, Lord, just send me back. Father Abraham, send me back. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tell my brothers or warn them that they should not be in this place, that this is not where they want to be. I'm in torment. And Abraham said, nope, got Moses and the prophets. They let Moses and the prophets tell. If they're not going to listen to Moses and the prophets and those who are giving them, who has the word of God and then are giving it to them, if they reject them, there's not one person on the planet or who's even in hell right now that they're going to listen to. Because it's not by logic and it's not by your own, it's not by whatever your own intellect that you can concoct that would lead you to accepting Christ as Lord and Savior. I don't care how many books you read. I don't care how many sermons you've listened to. I don't care how many sermons you preached. If you're not converted by the Holy Spirit, if there's no true renewing of the Spirit, of you actually being born again, there's no hope for you. There is none. So the logical thing to do is to put your hope in Christ Jesus and his completed work on the cross. And this is what makes the gospel so important. And once again, I do wish that I do pray that, maybe OJ did have a deathbed conversion. Who knows? Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But whatever has happened, it'll all be in the will of the Lord, whether he's done it or not. But again, I just thank the Lord that I do have a platform to where I can be able to put messages out here like this. And I do thank the Lord for, having you guys to support, my channel. So therefore we can have these conversations open and candidly, because you guys, believe it or not, you guys sharpen me, and you guys are my motivation to keep putting out content and to keep talking to you guys. Although, only have maybe about, 10 of you guys who actually show up to the live streams, but it's something bigger that is happening here than trying to get likes, views, and clicks and stuff on social media. You see what I'm saying? Like this is bigger. This is bigger than that. So thank you guys. But anyway, I'm about to get ready to get up out of here. Let me get off my soapbox in a minute. And I think I'm going to have an Ask Me Anything segment at 6 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that. So if you guys are watching this live, just stay tuned for like the next 30 minutes or so. I'm probably going to probably go live and probably do an Ask Me Anything segment. I don't know how long I'm going to be on, but you guys could just sit tight for that. But as always, y'all know what to do. Here's my little spiel. Y'all know the little spiel by now. Like this video, rate, share, comment, subscribe, hit that notifications bell, so whenever I get ready to go live, you guys will be the first ones to be there as soon as I hit the live button. And as soon as I drop a video, you guys will be the first ones to see that video as soon as I drop it. So you guys will always be in the loop. And with that, I will see you guys next time, Lord willing. Peace.